It's beady. I promised myself that I would not talk about PE that much today, but here I am, already spending 3 hours on the subject. Anyway, so this came to my attention. For some context, I was trying to figure out the efficacy of tunica malleability in my new framework. Essentially, I measured after 10 minutes of doing tunica malleability, and I got 1.5% elongation past my baseline bone press stretch flaccid length. Posted it on Reddit, and then some guy commented. Let me see if I can pull it up without showing my penis. Okay, cool. Look at that. This is what I'm also going to be doing live streams eventually, probably this week sometime. Anyway, MP99 asks, have you seen Hanging with Fire on Thunders? I guess so. No, I did not. How did that guy gain 2 inches in 9 months of a strain rate of 2.5% or less? Okay. And then he goes on to say he tried 2.25% with low weights. And then he asks if my 4 to 6% is really necessary. I was never able to reach past 3.13%. So, I was alarmed when I saw this because this is the chart that I base my entire theory off of at this point. Essentially, this is the stress strain curve for tendons and ligaments. So, the penis is surrounded by connective tissue that is shaped to. The penis is. Jesus Christ. I didn't want to edit any of this, but I'm going to have to. So, the penis is shaped. Oh my God. Help me, Lord. Okay. So, the penis is as a sheath of connective tissue, the tunica albuginea. Tendons and ligaments have the exact same building blocks, collagen fibrils. Therefore, any changes to the shape of a tendon and ligament will probably have the same effect to the penis on some extent. So, let's explain this chart. This is at normal elongation, 0 baseline, okay? This here is the toe region, meaning your collagen fibrils will not feel any stress between 100%, or your collagen fibrils will not feel any stress at 0% strain or 2% strain. There will be no change in even the baseline shape. It would still be crimped fibers. Now, when you get to 2 to 4%, this is going to be typical strain. So like your Achilles tendon will straighten the fibers when you step down, and that will cause elongation. This will not cause any structural change either. However, it is required to hit that range for you to keep tendon strength. And then 4 to 6% is microscopic failure, which is another way of saying these fibers will not crinkle back up once you get beyond 4 to 6% strain. And then it doesn't always happen. So the more often you go to 4 to 6% strain, the more likely you are to get this collagen failure, and that's what's going to lead to changes in size because your body has to repair these broken down collagen fibrils. If you go beyond 8% strain, that's when you'll have macroscopic ruptures and that'll be full on rips in the tissue, and that's when you get all the inflammation and then fibrosis along with it. Catching my breath. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, I should have Thunder's Place pulled up. Yes. This is 5.5 squared. I just opened it today. Basically, he's a disciple of Kirpa, whoever, whatever the name is. I read the first part of it and then skimmed the rest of, not even the rest of the thread, like the next 6 pages. And it makes no fucking sense to me. And I'm sorry if I'm throwing shade, but again, look at this chart. These guys are staying between 2 and 4%. there is no way you would see any structural change at 2 to 4%, even with heat. I don't care what heat-related stress proteins come out when you heat it beyond 104%. But that collagen is not going to grow on its own. It needs a reason to. Even if you're producing these growth factors, if there's nothing to repair, it's not going to repair. Now, there is a case to be made that the heating itself is the damage, but I highly doubt it. So where are we? Thunder's place, yes. So this guy says he's an engineer. Okay. Let's see. Basically, he got his recommendations from Kerpa's calculations on length. Or Kerpa's calculations on load. I mean, they're roughly right, basically. I say do 4 to 6 pounds to start and then slowly work your way up, mainly focusing on getting to an hour of time first before you start adding weight. But he's saying he started at 3.4 pounds and then went to 6 pounds over, what, 5 weeks? Whatever. So they're basically saying the saving grace for this entire process is heating. And to me, yes, heating helps, but on the same note, you should be even longer than 2.5% because heating makes it so much easier to stretch. So I have no fucking clue how he's getting gains from this. And that brings me to my next point. There are no pictures. And that should always be your biggest red flags when they talk about these revolutionary ideas. If they don't have fucking pictures, I don't give a shit. It's probably not real. Because what the guy said is that he gained 2 inches in 9 months. Now, let's say you're a typical sized man at about 5 inches and you put on 7 or go up to 7 inches. That is a 40% increase in 9 months. That's not physically possible, right? Now, he was saying he was like 18 centimeters, so that's about 7 inches, and then he's up to 9 inches. Would you not want to fucking post your massive dick on the only like place on the internet where it's allowed? So, yeah, that's why I think it's complete bullshit. And that kind of brings me to my last point. This is one of the main reasons why I don't go on old forums anymore, because this is unregulated nonsense. Now, I have not read Kerpa's thread. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But from what I'm seeing here, if he followed the same recommendations, that I don't know how it's working, other than the fact that the heat stress is causing these changes, and I significantly doubt that. Let's see. Oh, see, I'm an engineer. Talking about his mistakes. Oh, okay. When I said his gains were like, he started at 7 inches. Oh my god. Again. Now, I know I suck at like making organized thoughts sometimes, but if you are talking about your results with any kind of log, always make it their own section. So like this is the results. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so he started at 5.5 and he got up to 7.9 in 9 months. Ay, ay, ay. Now, okay, so that would be 1.5 inches. So he gained 1.5 inches in apparently 9 months. That is very close to unrealistic now that I see this. However, the crazy thing is if his bone pressed erect length is 7.9 and his stretch flaccid length is 8.5, he is missing out on a crap ton of blood holding tissue. So if he was that big, and he could stretch that much, he really needs to work on his tissue density for blood holding. So he's going to have to do a shit ton of clamping, and then he could actually really fill out that flexibility. Okay. Oh, and he's also saying to do 5-month deconditioning breaks. No. Just no. I don't understand why you would want to do that. I would assume it's because your tissues go back to the nubile baseline, and then whatever stress you feel would automatically be reset to 0, so you always have newbie gains. Well, I mean, if he's having miraculous growth like this, I mean, why not? But again, no pictures. I can't believe it for a second. Now, let's see. Fancy pants, huh? Heat, right? I have no problems with the idea of using heat. If anything, it makes a lot of sense. However, heat will never be the main factor for gains, period. If he did this right, or if he did this a correct way, he would use the heat, and then he would get to insanely long post sessions. So he would need higher weight to cause the microscopic failures, and then the heat will help him stretch farther, and then you could probably get a benefit from both. And honestly, I think M9 thinks heat's a waste of time because that tissue is not easily frayed, then since it's more like putty than it is like a rope, and you can't fray. So it really depends who you listen to. Hopefully you listen to me and realize this guy's probably full of shit. And there is 39 pages. The last page is locked. So let's see if I can log in real quick to see if I can find any pictures. So anyway, let's see, yeah. I'm not going to take the time to log in. You guys can look for pictures. I'm not sure if Kerpa has pictures of his stuff, but when it comes to the old forms in general, if they don't have photo proof, don't listen to them. That's why I'm so gung-ho about making sure I have a log every month, even though for the past couple months I was probably a little bit inaccurate. And again, I'm sorry. But the point is, I still try, and I'm trying to not lead you the wrong way. I have no fucking clue why someone would put so much effort into a post and then say they gained this much and then like not have proof of it. But I don't know. It's baffling to me, and this goes back to Big Gertha on Thunder's Place and Bib on Thunder's Place. Big Gertha was the guy that made clamping popular because he was a very good, basically fetish writer, if I'm being honest. And so many guys would listen to him thinking that they could hit 7x7 by doing his shit, but he was literally saying he would clamp for like 6 hours a day and take a shit ton of Cialis. And then he would say he would be like banging these women on the side with his wife involved and all this shit. Then there's Bib, who said he like gained 4 inches in like 2 years, and then he became like the hot talk of his real estate office or something like that, with no pictures to back it up. Again, if you have a 10.5-inch penis, would you not want to show all your friends? Like, that's how obsessed with penis size? I don't know. And again, Bib was selling a $300 hanger. That's why his gains were paramount for his proof, and that's why I have respect for Ben. Even though Ben at Mail Hanger has his own log, and then he actually walks through and he takes care of the people that buys his stuff. Now, this isn't a plug for Mail Hanger. I'm not sponsored. It's just I respect realness. So, but yeah. I chose violence today, I guess. Let me know what you think. Like I said before, I'm going to try to do some live streams because Hank and I have been talking about a podcast for a year now, but I want to get better at unscripted stuff. So here we are. I hope you enjoy my somewhat clean office. Believe me, it is usually a pigsty. So, yeah. There's product bugs today. I'm just over it. So I will talk to you guys soon. This is BD signing off.